All right, we are here with Ryan Devlin, who plays Seth currently on Brothers and Sister, and also recurs on Cougar Town as Smith.
Yes, I do.
And you are in the finale of Brothers and Sisters.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Ooh, not much. Super secret. Big season finale. I can say that a lot happens in that hour. There's a lot of surprises. There's a big event. It's leading up to the wedding, of course, with Gilles and Rachel's characters that I won't go into too many details about, but I think it's safe to say that hijinks ensue on many different storylines, not the least of which is the storyline between Kitty and Seth, Callista and myself. And beyond that, I don't think I can reveal anymore, but it sets up some pretty crazy stuff for a possible 6th season.
Now, you work with some pretty heavy hitters on Brothers and Sisters, Sally Field, Callista Flockhart, among many others.
I know, it's crazy.
Do they play practical jokes on the set? I know you're kind of a jokester in real life, at least from what I've read on your Twitter.
Yeah, we like to mess around. I think one of the biggest jokesters on the set is Matthew Reese, and he's got this like really thick Welsh accent, and so like you almost can't understand him when he's just talking in conversation. He plays Kevin, one of the brothers, of course, on Brothers and Sisters, but then he has this way with words where he flips his lines around and like changes up words, and it just like kind of like messes with your head, and you really have to follow along. For that matter, actually, Callista, who's just like one of the most talented actresses I've ever worked with, she kind of changes every take up, and so it's not really like practical jokes or anything like that, but just to keep things fresh, she'll change words, or she'll swear sometimes off camera, or Rachel does that all the time. She'll just start swearing. She's Australian. She'll just put on her Aussie accent and just start swearing, and the camera's on you, and so you have to kind of try and react. And you know, for the most part, it's really good. Sometimes it's distracting, but for the most part, it gets these really fresh reactions, and we have a lot of fun. It's you know, those big dinner scenes and that kind of thing. It's easy for scenes to devolve into just madness, and that often happens on that set.
Very cool. And now, like I mentioned, you recur on Cougar Town. Have you shared any scenes with Carolyn Hennessy, who plays Diane on GH?
I haven't shared any scenes like where it's her and I, but I've worked with her just in rehearsals and the table reads and that, and she's, I mean, she's just wild. Just her character is so hilarious and bizarre on Cougar Town. You can't help but not laugh at her, and just this like steamy, you know, perverted cougar thing that she has with the characters. And I really look forward to working with her now that Smith is no longer with Laurie, Busy's character. I'm kind of like pushing the writers to try and maybe do a little side storyline with Carolyn, and we'll see if that works out. Season 3, look for it.
Alrighty. And you were also on Veronica Mars as Mercer.
Yes.
With another soap, Michael Muni, another soap actor.
Michael, yeah.
Yeah, and you were telling me as we were walking in that fans are pushing for a movie. Is that a possibility?
You know, everybody wants a Veronica Mars movie. I have to say to the Veronica Mars fans out there, thank you, because you know it's just they're the best. They're the best, most diehard fans out there, and they're pushing for it on kind of every front on the internet. And I have to say, everybody from the show wants a movie as well, starting with Kristen Bell, who's off doing huge things and everything. She's one of the first to say that she'd love to do a Veronica Mars movie. Rob Thomas, Dan Etheridge, the producers and creators of the show, are behind it, and so it's really kind of this trying to get Warner Brothers to cough up some cash to make it happen. And I don't know if there'd be a role for Mercer the rapist in the movie or not, but I certainly would lobby for one if it ever happens, and I'll be the first one to sign that petition to make sure it does.
All right, well, we're from the daytime world, so we know how they can be redeemed real quick.
Of course, yes, exactly. I come back as my evil twin or something.
Right? And you were also on Grey's Anatomy, which is another huge hit. You
Yeah.
played Mandy Moore's husband.
Yeah, I did.
How
I
was
mean,
that?
gosh, it's been a hell of a year. Mandy Moore, who's amazing, who I've been a fan of for, you know, I mean, since I was in middle school, and she was a little pop star. To get to play her husband, I was doing it at the same time as I was on Cougar Town, and so I'd go in the mornings doing Cougar Town, messing around, joking, then to the afternoons over at Grey's Anatomy. I think at the same lot where they shoot General Hospital, actually, and it was pretty wild, you know, because she's dying and I'm crying and stuff. In between takes, it's great, you know. I worked with Chandra and Mandy pretty much exclusively, and we're joking around. Everybody's having a good time, but it was pretty heavy material, so it took some getting used to. But it was it was awesome being a part of that show. It's such an amazing show, and it's so well done. And Shonda Rhimes, who created it, is just like uber talented. So I loved doing it, and that's another one I would love to come back on. If I could just perpetually be employed on different ABC shows, it would be fine with me.
And any plans for the summer? You're just going to take it easy. You've had a really busy year.
It's been a really busy year. You know, I'm looking forward to relaxing a little bit. Actually, I've got my sister's getting married this summer. I've got some other friends who are getting married, and I'm actually presiding over my sister's wedding. I'm going to be the Honorable Reverend Rev Dev, they call me.
Rev Dev.
And so that's a big project that I need to gear up for. I need to study my lines on that, and just relax and hope for season 6 on Brothers and Sisters.
That's really cool. Now, we know that you have a Twitter.
Yes, I do. At Ryan Devlin. It's easy enough.
There you go. Which you are very funny on.
Thank you.
Are you interested in doing any comedy? Now that most of your parts have been pretty serious, you do have some humor in Brothers and Sisters, where they like to poke fun at you, basically, because of your age.
I'm like the butt of every joke on that show.
Pretty much.
Callista and I have a fun little light banter back and forth. Cougar Town was a lot of fun. I was kind of the straight character on that show as well, to kind of be the foil for Busy and kind of the butt of jokes for the other characters as well. I really love comedy. I've done quite a bit of it. I was on Party Down, which with some of the Veronica Mars alums, and I've done a bunch of sitcoms and that kind of thing. Comedy is kind of my love. It's my true love, and that's why I really love Brothers and Sisters, to tell you the truth, because it balances the drama with the comedy. I don't know if I could do Grey's Anatomy every week. I mean, it's so heavy, and those actors who do it are so good at what they do. I think I need a little bit more of jokes to kind of lighten the mood on the set. So I'm looking forward to some comedies this year. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully Brothers and Sisters works out. But if not, I'd love to do some half-hour stuff. Cool.
Now, if there's one part you could play, what would it be? Do you have a dream part?
I've kind of played a lot of bad guys, and I like playing bad guys. You know, the rapist, and I've played murderers and that kind of thing on CSI. The dream role, I think, aside from doing comedies, which I love, I just love to I'd love to work with like Will Ferrell and those guys, the guys who are improv guys, Steve Carell and them. I think just like a role that I might not ever do, but like I would love to fantasize about, would be like a superhero role, you know, like the X-Men type thing or whatever, just to, to be shown in slow motion with like explosions behind you and like, I don't know, cool powers, you could fly, or like the Wolverine things or something. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if it'll ever happen aside from just Halloween parties, but that'd be a nice dream.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're really busy, and it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I was really happy to be here.
Thank you.